everyone, my name's Mark Levy, commonly known as Snowy. I've worked in the film and television industry for approximately 25 years, probably even longer. But this is just to give a quick rundown of my LED things that I supply and come up with. Hopefully it can help you even, but I'm just doing a quick little video. It's starting to grow legs now, growing in popularity with doing shows from around the world now. I'm starting to buy them and being quite helpful. The only reason why I come up with this concept is I could see a gap in the market, and being a lighting technician working on sets, I could see a gap in the market, and I never thought I'd go down this track, but it grew and grew, and to where I had a lot of input from a lot of people helping me out, to where now it's got to. I'll give you a quick rundown. So these here are my 24 volt batteries, 6.4 amps, amp hours. Yeah, basically can run a 2 foot by 1 foot panel. Obviously it depends on your wattage and everything, but you can work out on amp hours. We ran one which was quite powerful, which we used on a feature film for 2.25 hours. Basically it ran for this battery. You can see the size. These blue ones are my first ones. The only difference being is basically these ones have an indicator like a V-lock battery to tell you how much is left on them. Very handy. Just put a Velcro on the back of your panel, and you can put the decoder and Velcro on the panel. So I'll put the battery there and then the decoder up on there, and you can walk around, stick it on a stand, whatever you need. This tile here will probably last, depending on what you run. I mean, all LEDs, if you run all up, which you're not going to, obviously, because of the colour, these are a 6 colour fixture, and I highly recommend that you do go 6 colour, hence all the diode there, a 6 colour decoder. I highly recommend this because then once you use these decoders, all these colours, you will not find that you're going to have to gel anything. The big one and the big difference that everyone really doesn't use is amber, but that is highly recommended. I recommend that highly for fire effects, to get oranges even in 16-bit. There's slight difference by adding colours, 0.1%, even just slight differences can almost take your orange out. So if you have this chip, big beneficial for fire, and obviously everyone knows when film we always come across fire a hell of a lot. This here we use as a Trizo. Basically it's the size of a fluorescent light. This is a 600mm one that I made, and this is a 6 colour as well. I'll turn these on shortly. I'll just run you down with these. Obviously this has got a tile in it, 6 colour tile, which basically I'll get off a really good friend of mine, and a guy that's quite well renowned in the industry. He was the gaffer on Wolverine, which is a film that everyone knows, which was pretty much his last one. Now he's been getting into the LED world, and he heads the prac department in Australia on big feature films. Very well knowledgeable guy from underwater right through to above water, and he's helped me out develop my decoders and given me some good insight with it. Hence I use his LEDs to keep our colours and everything the same on set, so there's no colour difference obviously with LEDs. On cameras you see in the waveform that everyone knows about. Yeah, so anyway, these are my decoders. So basically I'll power it up so we can all see. So I'm just using a Phoenix plug for these, quick connector. Yeah, so I power it up. This light blinking is the wireless, obviously, which is quite handy. So they're a transceiver, so they can basically transmit and receive. So you can stick one on the lamp, doesn't matter which one, and then it'll come up with the master. So you can plug in the back of these, you can plug RJ45 cable or your DMX, and you can plug that in straight into your console, and it'll come up, and it will know automatically that it's transmitting the signal, and you can stick one on the back of the head, and it will know that you address it obviously, and away you go. It'll know, pick it up and receive. I'll show you how that works in a minute once I grab the other one. So D stands for dimmer mode. I'll just go through all these. So you have to hit enter, get it flashing to work these. So here is back button. So we'll go through, so address mode, obviously to change the address. It comes up on its last setting, hence it's just come up on what it is. So just hit enter. So yeah, you can go through what you want to go through. Yeah, and away you go, to change, so up and down, to change all these. So then we'll go through, go out of this, so program mode, I'll show you that in a sec. So bit rate, so obviously 8-bit or 16-bit. We'll go through this in more detail in my second video. This is a lock off and lock on. So after 20 seconds, if you have the lock on, after 20 seconds, this will stop flashing. So you just hit back obviously and it'll stop flashing. But that, after 20 seconds, you won't be able to dial these. I'll show you on dimmer mode, which is the easiest way to explain this. So dimmer mode, so now the lock is on, so I'll hit enter, but that'll give me, so you have to bring up the master to whatever your base rate, so that's why I went to D. That's your base rate. So then you can bring up your reds, your green, your blue, amber, tungsten, daylight. So you can just bring up whatever percentages you would like. For instance, on this, as you dial it, the colour remains the same, just like a sky panel. So, which is quite handy. It's only the last percentages it actually change colour when the whatever's down the lowest, which you can see here is 1% for the green now, and it's 5% overall. These are up at 100. We'll go blue 100. It'll change colour. So it's only in that last percentages that it will, just like most lamp sky panels and so forth will do that as well, even through a desk. And this is pretty accurate. We've done it through moving lights desks, such as your grandma, and the percentages pretty much are exactly the same, what the percentages rates that we get on the desks. So that's a very handy thing to have. So that's pretty basic, as in the dimmer mode. So what happens is after 20 seconds that'll stop flashing, the D. So at the moment I can change it. So we'll just take all these to 0 for instance, and 20 seconds, so we count to 20 seconds and then we won't be able to touch it. So it'll lock us out, hence being the lock on, which is quite handy obviously if you're going to rig them, so you don't want anyone to bump them or come and play with them. So as you can see, it stopped blinking. Now it doesn't matter what we do, so the dials won't work, so that's lock out. So we'll go back through and we get the lock on. Most people will just have this, so your light gear dimmers will work like this, so they'll have off, your lock off, so obviously that's how. Now that'll keep blinking until you change menus, so we'll show you programs. We'll go through the program mode in a sec. So stay tuned, part 2.